Welcome back. And today we'll be talking about the act of mastering Facebook ads. Are you tired of running Facebook ads that don't convert? You probably spent a lot of money and not seeing the value. Or maybe you've never run an ad before and you're afraid of wasting your money. Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step framework to mastering Facebook ads specifically, just so you can attract the high quality leads, increase conversions, and scale your business like a professional. Stick with me until the end because I'll also share a bonus strategy that has helped me and many others maximize results while keeping ad spend very low. Now let's talk about why you need to master Facebook ads. Number one, you need to maximize your ad spend. We'll learn how to invest wisely and avoid wasting money. We work so hard for our money and every dollar counts. Therefore, we need to invest wisely in a way that we're maximizing the return of our investments. Number two, the fastest way to reach buyers. Spending money on ads, if done the right way, could be the fastest way to reach potential buyers. Facebook ads is still one of the most powerful ways to get in front of your ideal clients. Imagine running a high converting ad and making sure that your ad pops up on potential buyers' feed. That's the easiest and the best way to start when trying to convert and get leads to get money in your pocket for whatever kind of business that you run. Number three, generate quality leads. The right strategies help you attract only the best leads. So as long as you're doing this right, you'll have no problems whatsoever filling your leads database. Number four, instant inquiries and conversions. With the right setup, you can start getting results pretty much immediately. And not just any kind of results, because trust me, you can get some leads that'll be trouble. But if you have it set up the right way, and you have a system that helps you filter through all the leads you get, you'll be rest assured that when you're trying to deal with the leads, you have the right ones that'll convert easily for you. Number five, control and flexibility. Ads can be turned on or off based on your needs. So if you go on the back end and you're looking at your analytics and you realize that you're spending money on the wrong ads, you pretty much just turn it off. And then you can also determine how much you're spending, your spend rate per lead. If it's positive and if you feel like it makes sense, you keep that one going. So you can play around multiple ads and figure out what's working and what's not working. And you can turn off the one that's not working and increase your spend on the one that's working because that's getting you what you want. And of course, you want to get closer to your goal. Most people struggle because they don't understand the mechanics of a well-structured ad campaign. That's what we're fixing today. Now let's talk about common bottlenecks and mistakes that people make whilst creating Facebook ads. Number one, running ineffective ads. Many people just boost posts instead of running real campaigns. Some people just get fired up by the idea of being seen by too many people and everybody, that they don't strategically target who they want to see their ads. And you're burning money, you're spending money. So why not do it the right way and ensure that whoever's seeing your ad is actually someone who's capable of being converted into being a client that pays you. Number two, lack of knowledge. If you don't understand the basics, you're going to keep losing money. Now you have to understand the fundamentals of creating a high converting ad for you to be able to create one that'll put money in your pocket, or else it'll just be chitting out of your pocket. Number three, no testing experience. Testing different ad versions is crucial. You have no idea how many ads I test on a daily basis. I test ads based on age, based on race, based on location, based on gender. I'm always testing ads. Because yeah, you get to find out on the back end that this works better than this. This ad with a picture worked better than this one without a picture. This one with a black and white picture worked better than this one with multicolors. This one without a picture worked better or didn't work as much as or as good as the one with a video. So I'm always cross testing and figuring out what works best. And I do this because I don't want you to have to spend and do it. As your mentor and as your coach, you get to leverage off of my own tests that I have done in the past, my own personal expense, and you get to do it the right way. Number four, low budget. A lot of people fear ad spend, but don't realize they can start small. You don't really have to burn your money going too big. Smarter strategy guarantees you results. Now you can start with as little as 20 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever is comfortable for you. The whole idea is setting it up right so you're actually doing the right thing and spending your money the right way. Of course, and getting results the right way as well. Number five, no conversions. This one's frustrating. Spending money without a return is the worst mistake any businessman or entrepreneur can do. A woman, of course. Now listen, what frustrates a lot of business owners is when they spend money and they don't see results. Therefore, no conversions is proven to be one of the highest frustrating factors that pushes business owners out of doing the right thing. Just because they didn't do it the right way, they get frustrated when they get no conversions. Imagine running an ad and you have no landing page that converts. I say this comfortably because I am guilty of this. When I first started, I was doing that. All I thought about ads was just getting in front of people. I didn't realize you had to bring them somewhere, convert them, have a landing page that is well structured because you're trying to pass a message. So I understand. You might be in the same boat, but that's why you have me. I'm going to teach you the right thing to do and the right way to do it. The good news is every single one of these issues can be resolved, and I'll show you just how to do it. Now let's talk about the effective Facebook ads framework. And I'll break this into multiple steps. Let's start with step one, copywriting that converts. There are three powerful ad copy styles that I personally utilize. The first one is story copy. Personal storytelling that builds trust. For example, I'd say something like, I was struggling as a realtor until I discovered this one trick that 10x my income. That's the catch there. That's the hook. Guess what? Every other realtor out there would want to listen. He 10x his income. Now you always have to plan the hook before you even write an ad. That's why copywriting is very, very important when it comes to ads. Number two, feature and benefits copy. You have to be straightforward in your message. For example, I'd say, in this free masterclass, I'll teach you how to generate and convert leads effortlessly. I just passed a straightforward message. No running around the bush. No beating about. Straight and simple. In this free masterclass, number one, remember, take note, free. Because sometimes people are very skeptical. I'm going to spend money. So in the beginning, you don't want to get that in their heads like they're spending money. They have nothing to lose by joining free masterclass. I'll teach you how to generate and convert leads effortlessly. Boom. They're thinking, okay, it's free. And then he's going to teach us how to generate and convert leads. Something I want to listen to. That way you get them in the room. The third style, case study copy. Here you use proven results. For example, I say, I tested this strategy for 30 days and here's what happened. Immediately you're getting into people's heads. Okay, let me see what happened. What does he have to say? What are his results? This is a very smart strategy. Step two, visuals that attract attention. Now this is an important topic because I need you to pay full attention. Because I'll be talking about three particular styles or options. The first one is images. It is important that you use high quality, relevant pictures that will increase engagement. Don't cheapen out when it comes to this. because you need to understand that the message you're putting through quickly gets into people's heads. If you're lazy and cheap in building your ad, or taking you didn't take the time to take quality pictures, people are going to see you as, if he couldn't do just this, and why am I even supposed to trust what he's about to deliver? So it is important that your images are high quality and they're relevant to the ad. Imagine you're trying to talk about a course where you'll be selling, say, vegetarian food, and your picture is showing something about soccer. There's no connection. It's irrelevant. So be specific and show some kind of professionalism and skill when you're putting that together. Videos. Your videos should be short, engaging videos performing better than static images. Now, from my experience, I have found the short videos not too long because the human lifespan is reducing by the minute. People want to be able to get the message in the first 3 seconds and be out. So if you don't catch and hook him in the first 3 minutes, you've just lost that client. Now you're paying on the back end. Remember, it's going to be money being spent. So you want to make sure that you take advantage of every second and every act that you put out there. You want to capture and hook whoever is watching in the first 3 seconds so they stay all through the remaining part of that ad, or else you've just lost another client. So remember, it's important that you use short videos because they're engaging videos and they perform better than static images. Number 3, graphics and text overlays. Sometimes a simple infographic can boost conversion. I've done this before where I used, for an ad, I used one picture, same, just standing, and another picture, I had a piece of paper in my hand and I wrote something down. The comparison on the back end for conversion was ridiculously crazy. I found that the picture, when I had a piece of paper and I wrote something down, converted way more than the one where I was just standing and looking and I was on that ad as well. Your ad's visual is the first thing people notice. So please work hard to make it count. Step 3, a very, very important step. Targeting the right audience. Now I'm still going to talk about 3 ways you can go about this. The cold audience, people who don't know you yet. It's probably the first time they're seeing you. So they're cold towards you. They're not warmed up yet because they don't know you. They don't know what you're all about. They don't know what you're capable of. This target a particular kind of audience that you want to be very careful with, and I'll explain later. The second one's a warm audience. Website visitors, engaged social media followers, people who probably have heard about you, know you, maybe not in so much detail, but at least they have an idea who you are and what you normally would bring to the table. Now, the third is retargeting. People who interacted but didn't take action. Retargeting is another topic that I'll probably make a full video on because it is so important. Imagine someone came on your page, didn't convert. Now, psychology proves that when you keep going back and you keep showing up in front of that person over time, they begin to subconsciously have you in the back of their head. At about the 3rd to the 5th time, you're going to convert that person. When you keep showing up in someone's face over time, for some reason, psychologically, they begin to respect what you're bringing, as long as you're making sense, of course, as long as you're making good content. Over time, they begin to respect, believe, and want to do business with you. Facebook's targeting tools allow you to narrow down your audience for maximum effectiveness. You can pretty much go on Facebook, and I'm going to show you how, and say, this is who I want to target. This is my list of people who I'm going to target, and send it that way so you're not just spending money everywhere and not targeting. This is a very powerful tool. Step 4, split testing and optimization. First, I'll talk about A/B testing. And what I mean by A/B testing is running multiple versions of your ad to see what works. I spoke about this a little bit earlier, but I'm going to explain again. It's pretty much as good as running the same ad, but just switching up a couple of things. Multiple versions of your ad just to see what works best. Like I said, I'm the king of running multiple versions because for me, I like to take time to study what works best. As a matter of fact, I found in different weather conditions, different things work better. For example, I was running an ad for a friend of mine who owns a tire shop in Canada. I realized that in the winter, his ads were converting way better than in the summer. Because these were winter tires, right? So you see, it kind of makes sense. That's what people relate to at the time because they're trying to make sure that they reduce the probability of running into accidents, of running into black eyes. So automatically and psychologically, they're thinking about how to better prepare themselves for the weather. So when you run multiple ads, different versions of the ad, you get to see on the back end, take time to study that and see what works best, when it works best, why it works best. And then that can guide you in making your other ads and making sure that you have good enough experience to understand what works best and what might get more money in your pocket. The second part I'll be talking about will be analyzing metrics. Just like I said, you want to check on the back end to see click-through rates, conversions, cost per lead. Very important. I've had leads before that cost me $109 per lead. Very expensive. You can already guess what I did. I paused the ad because it was costing me too much. I paused the ad. I had 3 ads running at the time, different versions. I think I flipped them up. I kind of changed them up on age range. I did one for 30 to 40 years. I did one for 40 to 65 years individuals. I noticed the one for this particular ad for 40 to 65 years of age converted better at way cheaper, as little as $7.99 per lead. And then the other one was $109 per lead. I'm like, can't be burning my money like that. That's too expensive. So I paused that one and I continued with the other one. I actually moved my budget to the other one because for me, it was better conversion. The third one I'll be talking about will be scaling the winners. Once you find a high performing ad, boom, you increase the budget because it's proven itself. It's bringing you more value, more results. So pause the other ones and stop wasting your money. Move it all over to the one that's converting. Listen, never guess what works. Test and let the data guide you. That way, you're guaranteed results. When copywriting, there are different types of copy, and the first one we will talk about again will be the story copy. Just like I said, here, you tell a story like, hey, I'm a real estate agent and I'm on a path to teach new and seasoned realtors to do exactly what I did to 10x my income. You see how that's catchy? And then you're not specifying and saying only new, you're saying pretty much everybody. New and seasoned realtors. Now, if anyone were to read that, it makes a lot of sense to, kind of key into it and see the kind of value. That way, you're talking about new realtors who are baby realtors, the ones who have experience, the ones who feel like they've been in the game for a long term, just to see and learn what does he have to offer. So you're not using your ad and cutting off people, unless that's exactly what you want to do. Then you're probably going to say maybe only seasoned realtors or only new realtors. Now, the second type is feature and benefits copy, where you basically state clearly, this is what it is, and this is what you're going to get by participating in this. For example, in this webinar, you are going to learn how to land new qualified leads, convert them, and keep them as long-term clients. Straightforward. And that's the message that you have passed. In this webinar, this is what you're going to learn. And then it's up to the audience to figure out if this makes sense to them and if they want to partake in this. It is straight to the point and immediately passes a clear message to the audience. The third style is using a case study copy. For example, hey, I tried using a juice squeezer and this was my result. You are therefore using a case study with proven experiment and results to pass your point. That way, people understand, oh, he's not just saying it, he actually did it, and these were his results. That way, you have a little bit more of an edge because you have actually performed that experiment and you have your results to back it up. I'll show you a demo is whenever I'm creating a content to post, I ensure I space out various sections with different messages. Now let's get to it. So let's do this together. Let's create an ad from scratch together. In creating an ad, you go to adsmanager.facebook.com. Remember, at this point, you want to choose exactly where you want to create your ad from. You want to be specific. If you want to create from your group, you want to create from your personal profile, or you want to create from your page. So if I were to create an ad, I'd say, come to ads, create. Now, this is where you decide what you want to do. Buying type will be auction or reservation. I like to keep it as auction. Now, when you choose a campaign objective, you have all these options: leads, engagement, traffic, awareness. In this case, we want leads. That's what we're targeting, right? So we're going to select leads, continue. Now you also have to choose a campaign setup. Create your leads campaign using a tailored and streamlined setup. This is tailored leads campaign. Create your campaign in fewer steps using tailored leads campaign. It's preset with built-in best practices to help you get more leads at the best value. This is already created on the back end by the system, by Meta, or you could do it manually and create everything how you want it. Typically, you get good results from here, but most times I like to just doctor it myself. So I like to choose manual leads and continue. And this is where I give the campaign a name. So I could say, for example, I'm going to say zero down payment. Payment leads campaign. And then categorize your ads. This is where you want to confirm, is any part of your ads about financial products or services? Mine's not. Mine's not about employment, not about housing, not about social issues. So I'll just ignore that. Campaign details, auction, of course, leads, show more details, campaign spending limit, none added. This is where if you want to limit how much you want to spend, say you don't want to go past say $1,000 or say even $100. If you don't want to spend past that, you could specify that here, and the system will automatically cut it off as soon as you hit $100 on ad spend. Advantage campaign budget. Distribute your budget across ad sets to get more results. You can control spending for each ad set. Now here, Meta does it. It's also AI run, and but typically it's a good one to use sometimes. But I like to just create. I want to just show you how it is to create it yourself and control it yourself. Control everything how you want it to work on the back end when you're spending your money. A/B test as well is where, this one helps you improve ad performance by comparing versions to see what works best for accuracy. That's what I told you I normally like to do. I create multiple versions of the ads and I check, okay, this one with different age is working better. This one with different demographics working just like that, different in a different location is working better, Each one will be shown to separate groups for your audience. Now you can do that yourself too as well. But going forward, you see conversion location. Choose where you want to generate leads. I want to generate leads on Facebook Messenger. So I'll select that. You could also select this as well. But the difference between this and this is generate leads by asking people to fill out a form or by starting chats in Messenger. This one's just going to start chats in Messenger. I like this one because when they fill out a form, I can get their contact details. I can get their name. I can get their email, sometimes phone number. So I prefer this option, and I would advise you to use this option as well. You've accepted Meta's leads, add terms, blah, 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 terms, keep going. Cost per result goal. You can specify your max cost per lead is supposed to be, or you can leave it open. My advice would be to leave it open. That way you're not restricting the platform to do its job and actually work better for you. Meta will aim to spend your entire budget and get the most leads using the highest volume bid strategy. If keeping the average cost per result around a certain amount is important, enter a cost per result goal here. Now, keep in mind, sometimes the high converting lead might be expensive, maybe 25, 40. I've actually spent, like I said, 109 per lead before. Now, in that case, if you set this too low, you will never get that kind of result. So be careful. I mean, it's a hit and miss sometimes, but you just have to plan that out on the back end. And then for more options, delivery, you can now find information about when you get charged for ads in the help center. So you want to know maybe when your charge is going to get taken, how it's going to get taken, you can get deeper into that. And then delivery type standard is already chosen. Dynamic creative will automatically create combinations of your media and text that your audience is likely to respond to. You can turn that on or just leave it off. Daily budget. This could go as much as 100,000 if you're a billionaire, or 20 bucks if you're trying to be careful and just spend wisely. The schedule as well, you can also set an end date. It starts here this time, ends here. You can leave it open until you turn it off. So you can actually have it just running constantly, just going until you come in and you turn it off, or you can set a end date and time that you want the ad to stop going around and getting in people's faces. Schedule budget increases. So the specific times of the day, you can come in and say maybe Friday evenings when people are just trying to relax after a crazy week of work, you want your ads to be in their faces like constantly and get more leads because you believe that's the time to target, that's a better time to reach. You can set that here and say, I want to increase my budget at so time so Facebook can show you more at that particular time and get more leads converted. And you can also schedule your ads and say, okay, at a particular time, this time I want it to work. Stop at this time. You can get really creative with this on the back end. Audience control. So you can create an audience here and be specific, like set criteria for where ads for this campaign can be delivered. You can set audience controls from this ad account to apply to all campaigns. So basically, you can create one audience and then anytime you're creating an ad, you just select that audience and it'll always go to that. But I recommend that you always switch it up, change things and see how they're reacting, what the results are. That's how you make informed decision. For location, you can put multiple or you can put very specific. Like Canada's broad, you can see how we said broad here. And typically, I like to be in the middle. So if I'm targeting, I like to target, say a city or maybe a state or a province. It gives me more results. Unless you're increasing your spend, then you can go broader and it won't be a problem. You can add multiple locations. You can add locations in bulk, depending on your spend. For more options, you can have age groups. So, like I said, I like to switch it up sometimes. I like to, work. I like to set an ad for maybe like 20 to 40, and then another one for like 40 to 65 years of age, and see how they're both, performing. That way, I can make more informed decision. I can tell what's working if it's working for this age group or this. It's just like say you're selling products that have to do with retirement, and you're showing it to an 18-year-old. Guaranteed, you're wasting your money. Because an 18-year-old, probably a 30, 40, sometimes even a 40-year-old doesn't even care about retirement. So you want to be very specific and tactical when you're spending your money. Because money ain't easy to come by these days. And then you can also exclude custom audiences. Like, for example, you say exclude people who visit my profile on Instagram. You know, you can get really creative with this and just make sure that you're really targeting where you want to spend your money. Languages, I like to leave it as all. Uh, Audience suggestion, you can let Meta suggest for you who should be seeing your ads. It's smart because you got to understand the platform. When people sign up, they tell Facebook will ask, what are you? Say, I'm a content creator, I'm an engineer, I'm a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur. So Facebook already has that information. So when you're doing this and you're trying to sell something that should appeal to entrepreneurs based on your ad that you set, automatically Facebook shows your ad to these people. So this is another smart way to go sometimes, but I'm just showing you if you wanted to manually do it, this is what you would do otherwise. Placement. Choose where your ads appear across Meta technologies. So Facebook, Instagram, all of Meta platforms. You can choose where you want it to show up, just to maximize the use of your spend. Uh, and then just more options here: inventory filter, publisher block players, content type exclusions, topics exclusions. But you can see typically with all this done and that spend, $20. Estimated daily results is between 2,700 and 7,700 reach. Leads will be around between 6 to 25. That's estimated. So it gives you an idea of what you're working. This is estimated audience size 17 mil to 20 mil. That's pretty good. And then you're getting 6 to 25 leads. By the time you're done with this, per day, that's good. As long as you have it all set up and you're getting really good leads between 6 to 25. Because the way I see it, just from my experience, in every 20 lead, you should probably, if you're good at what you do, you'd probably be able to get one to sign up. So if you're getting one from this spend, then that's good. This is where we get into like the real write-off now and like pictures of the ad, you know? Remember again, like I said, you get to choose which accounts you want to use if you have multiple pages, wherever you're running it off from. Ad setup, create ad. Now choose how you'd like to structure your ad. Single image or video or carousel. Carousel have also proven to be really good when it comes to postings and advertisements, because the more people get interested on the first, they swipe and they want to see, and the back end algorithm captures that as engagement. When they swipe, they swipe, they swipe, it's a new count, it's a new count, it's a new count, right? Most times people will probably forget the first and they go back and say, what was this even related to? You just had multiple counts, right? And then the way it also works is you might be looking, it might come up on your page as the first slide. On the next line, it comes up as the third. So that guy has to swipe back to see where it started from and what the message was being passed from the beginning going forward. So that really, really helps with counts, view counts. So add creative. This is where you get to choose if you wanted to show up as feeds, in-stream ads for videos and reels, stories and reels, apps and sites, Facebook search results. However, you get to choose that. Select and optimize your ad text, media, and enhancements. This is where you get creative. And then this is where you put the write-up. So I'll show you an example of the write-up that I would use in a situation like this. And I'll show you the skill that I use also. So you see how I said the first line should be the hook. The first line is where you get people interested. If you're not hooking the audience on the first line, then you have a problem. So see how this goes. Curious about how I acquire properties with zero down payment? You start with a question that gets people thinking, okay, okay. And you have to be straight to the point. It's not too long where people get lost in like 10 words already. You're not passing the message. The message is just swipe back. You want to be really, really tactical and straight to the point on the first line, because that's what gets them interested to even want to look at what you have next or what you've written next. So remember the hook, first line. Second line, join, and then this is call to action. Join my exclusive live masterclass. Typically, I would say because you always have to justify yourself. Now, this is where you create curiosity on the second paragraph. Join my exclusive live masterclass, where I'll reveal the 4 key strategies I've used for the past 2 decades to invest in real estate without a down payment. You're going to realize how I pretty much explain why I believe I am qualified enough to teach on this or to tell the audience this because I've been doing it for 2 decades. That's going to give the audience more rest of mind knowing, okay, we're dealing with a SME here, subject matter expert, someone who knows what he's talking about. You always have to justify your every move when it comes to ads. And then you're going to see on the third one, I says, this training is entirely free. Emphasis on free. People don't like to pay immediately. People like to see value first and take their time to figure out, is this worth my money being spent? Then they decide to spend. So guaranteed, if you can get people in the room and show them value, you're guaranteed going to sell. This training is entirely free to attend. You've just gone past one bottleneck, the resistance to want to spend. You've just gone past. It's free, boom. Okay, people have their guards down. You move forward to the next. But spots are limited to ensure participants get the most value. Spots are limited. You just created a sense of urgency. Spots are limited. So register early because it's going to fill up fast. It's not open to everybody. It's not open, just open like that. We have limited spots, and when as soon as it fills up, we're closing the doors. That gets people to act faster. So, and then you're gonna figure out or realize why I'm always giving a reason why. Typically, I'll say this training is entirely free and to attend, but spots are limited because we want to ensure participants get the most value. So you're always justifying yourself with an ad because these people don't know you. They don't know the value that you bring. They're trying to get to know you. Some might know you, but majority of them don't know you. That's why you're running the ads to be in people's faces. You got to do everything necessary to get them in the room, and then you can convert them. If you're ready to learn how I make this work, secure your spot by registering below. Immediately, I'm sending them somewhere where I can capture their details, where they have to go to take action, to register. Justify your every move. Explain and always give a reason for it being free. You see how I didn't just say it's free and people are like, why are you just giving away stuff for free? Because spots are limited also, but to ensure participants get the most value. This is where I send them to where I want them to register. Typically, sometimes I will give people a link to my group, Facebook group, or I give them a link to my landing page that capture their name, phone, email, phone number if I want. But basically, every time you're spending money, data is key. Data is gold right now. Put it that way. Data is gold. So you always want to have people's data because you have to always consider and be thinking at the back of your head, retargeting. Even if this person who signs up or 50% doesn't sign up today, you got to retarget. You got to retarget. At some point, if you've targeted from my own experience, between 5 to 7 times, you're going to convert that lead. It's mind blowing, but it's just the way it works psychologically. All right, register for free here. You put the link, and then I always over deliver. I always re-explain in details what people are gonna get. Here are the other things I will be covering. Number one, how to reverse engineer the process, the BRRRR strategy, which is to buy, renovate, refinance, and repeat the process. How to find good, profitable real estate deals. The act of skillful negotiation. People don't know how to negotiate for good deals. If you're not negotiating for a big delta between your estimated selling price and your purchase price, then you're in trouble. Because if you're not making profit, why did you just spend all that time on a deal, on a real estate deal? The act of skillful negotiation, filtering and deciding on best locations to farm. Sometimes I even put in a spelling mistake so people can notice it. I had to put this down so I remember to tell you. I would do something like this. Take out the I, take out the G. And then what you're going to find is people are going to go in my comment section and start correcting me. Guess what happens with the algorithms? It picks that as engagement. And then I'll go in and correct and respond. oh yes, I'm gonna fix that. And then I probably just throw in another question that gets that person to respond to me again. And then I hit them back with another question after answering whatever they asked me. And guess what? I'm tricking the system on the back end. The system sees that as engagement, and then it favors you by showing your ads to more people, putting you out there, putting your ads out there to more people, because it's like, oh, this guy is probably a moneymaker for us. This ad is a moneymaker for us. This ad has definitely has something to offer because people are engaging with it. So as funny as it is, sometimes people see it as, oh, he can't even spell. Sometimes it's intentional just to get people to comment, and you take advantage of that. Just working the system the smart way. Again, at the end, I put the CTA. What are you supposed to do? Go here to register. I put the link again so you can't miss it. You just can't miss it. When you have that twice, it's really, really hard to miss. Now, for images, I'm going to talk a little bit about images for now. Images, typically pictures featuring a face, create stronger connections. Just my own experience. I've recently found that images showcasing the end result are yielding better engagement for me. Like, so in a case like this, I could probably put a happy homeowner or a happy house flipper in front of the house with the keys on and money in his hands, like this is my profit. And it's just psychologically, it just gets into people's head like this guy just made money by doing this process, by doing this exactly. And people will kind of connect with that better. So when it comes to pictures, you have to put a lot of thinking into it. I just don't put any picture. It either has to do with the product or the end result. So typically pictures featuring a face. So most times I like to use my face, but like I explained before, I've tested between just having my face and kind of a result. So my face, just me, and my face holding up a piece of paper and showing what I was going to teach. I noticed that ad with the piece of paper explaining what I was going to teach had more conversion rate compared to the one when it was just my face. And like I said, however, I recently also found that images showcasing the end result, which, like I said, was like the guy holding money in his hands, his profit when he, invested zero down, but still made money at the end of the day. Something like that is more catchy. So you have to plan the whole process from start to finish. You have to be intentional. I've invested thousands in ad testing, guys. Thousands. I'm constantly running ads, constantly testing ads. So I speak from experience. Over time, a balanced approach is best. Run both face ads and end result ads to maximize your leads. It's a learning process. You keep testing, and over time things will change. That's why I keep telling guys to come to the next masterclass, because I'm saying this today, tomorrow it might change. But I get to do the work for you. So you don't have to do the work or spend the money or stress yourself. I'm constantly doing that. So whenever I'm delivering a teaching, I'm dropping gems, I'm dropping game, I'm dropping value, realistic, up-to-date value. So you always have to stay updated. And that's why you always have to be part of our masterminds, including your brand, logo, and occasionally the product image can also be effective. Including your brand logo and occasionally the product image can also be effective. In the past, position shots like appearing on a GQ magazine cover worked really well, but I've noticed they aren't converting as strongly anymore. I think people have gotten past that vibe. They're more realistic and looking for something real right now. Now, for videos, use a short, catchy video showcasing value and end with the call to action. Don't forget that. Start with the hook, end with the CTA, call to action, because that's where you tell people what to do. In the middle, you explain. In the beginning, you create curiosity and you hit them with a hook. All right. Now, folks, for targeting, you have to continue testing and just reinventing yourself. I'm going to speak about, limitless niche. I allow Facebook to handle all the targeting without restrictions. For targeted niche, I manually select a specific niche to target. These are multiple ways to target. Now let's talk about videos. It is important that you use a short, catchy video showcasing value and end with the call to action. Remember, the beginning of the video is the hook and the end is the call to action. Without a call to action, people don't know what to do. You have to drive them and direct them to a place where you want them to take action. But in the beginning, for you to get them to even get there, you have to hit them with a hook. Now remember, the hook, the message, the call to action. Very important when you create that short video, not too long. In my opinion, 60 seconds is more than enough. The human attention lifespan is growing significantly shorter by the day. So pass your message, hook them, pass your message, get out of there, send them what to do. Straight and simple. Now, for targeting, you got to understand there are various niches and you have to take account of this when you're trying to target. The first I'll speak about with the limitless niche. I allow Facebook to handle all the targeting without restrictions. Targeted niche, I manually select a specific niche to target. Now, the difference between the limitless niche and the targeted niche is I feel like for the limitless niche, you might burn or waste some of your money by not being specific. I mean, being overly specific is also a problem. You want to open it up a little bit, but you want to have some degree of target, because you have to have a plan. You have to know who you're trying to target when you're creating an ad. Now, for custom audience, I create a new audience completely by uploading a curated customer list. For example, a CSV file that I have, created from capturing data from maybe another campaign or whatever, but I want to retarget them. I just create a new audience completely, upload that CSV file for Facebook to target. And I know that's very targeted, detailed, straight to the point, straight to whoever I want, straight to their email, straight to their profile. So only those people get to see my ad. The other one is lookalike audience. I generate an audience that kind of looks like an existing customer base to reach similar potential buyers. Say I got a good response from you know, audience. And I'm creating another ad that I feel I want the majority of my spend to go towards that one. I just replicate it or create a replica and then target that group. Retargeted audience. Using Facebook's event manager, I create ads to reach people who have already engaged with my content in the past. For example, I can target users who landed on my previous thank you page because I know when I create a landing page, the thank you page is the last page, indicating a past purchase, making them a highly reliable audience. Sometimes they probably hit. I sometimes also target people who got to the page before the thank you page, because the thank you page tells me that they bought something from me. They bought one of my courses, they bought one of my products. So if they've dealt with me before, it means they trust me, they know me. Then I might have better conversion hitting them a second time with something that's even of more value because I know that I over delivered in the first place. So the second one shouldn't come as a surprise. As a matter of fact, those are your believers, those are your raging fans, those are the ones who know what you're capable of. So I create retargeted audience sometimes because I feel like I get really good value and response from that group. And then split testing. The first strategy here is pretty much always test a minimum of 2 pictures and more if you can. I know the spend becomes an issue in the beginning, especially when you're just starting. But try to test the minimum of 2 in the beginning. 3 if you can afford it, 5, 10, no problem. You're going to get more results if you can do multiple, but a minimum of 2 pictures. Of course, more if you can. For split testing again, always test a minimum of 2 videos and more if you can. I cannot overemphasize the importance of tweaking things and testing them at the same time, seeing how they perform, seeing how they outdo each other, and then you can choose what you want to pause and what you want to really push your funds towards and market. Always test various copies. Test various targeting. Listen, it is smart to test gender reaction. Some ads kind of relate and align better with the females than they do with the males. So test gender reaction. Very important. I also test age range reaction. That's a smart thing to do. Test age group reaction. Another thing I talk about would be optimization. Listen, it's smart to replace separate ads that work, or turn off ads that aren't working. If you have 2 separate ads, one of them is working, the other one's not, replace the first one with the second one. Make sure both are working if you want to keep it that way, if you want to be showing up in 2 places at the same time. Or turn off one, push the budget to the second one. Or turn off one and just let the budget slide for the second one. However you decide to do it, it's your money. But test, see results, optimize. Folks, listen, I understand this might be overwhelming for you, as it might seem too advanced, but that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Don't even worry about it. Just get started. And I promise you, the more you use these techniques, the more you will get familiar with it. The platforms are constantly changing, and so is the user interface. So I wouldn't be surprised if next week this video becomes obsolete. But I'll be here, don't worry. I'll be here to constantly learn ahead of the curve and be able to hold your hands when you need help. Also, remember, knowing this exists is the first step, but don't feel pressure to do it. Please don't feel pressure to do it. I just need you to know that all these strategies are available to you, and then you can decide on whether you want to implement or not. Listen, I really hope you got value from this and will be taking action. Remember, success loves speed. Folks, you have a successful one ahead of you. And until we meet again, it's bye for now.